I'm going to go in reverse order because for me, I thought this was the most interesting. CoreWeave announced the acquisition of Weights and Biases, which is a company that
Yes.
most people have not heard of. But what's interesting is, of course, CoreWeave is an AI hyperscaler, and Weights and Biases is basically an AI development platform. I guess you call it an AI IDE, sort of. Um, and I think this is really, really interesting as we've talked about in the past and all of these are sort of reflective of this, of the
Mhm.
worlds of AI merging as we are increasingly moving towards operationalization and bringing all it together. So, I mean, just that was sort of this drive-by of all of the other industry news, but what was your take on any of this?
Yeah, so let's start with CoreWeave and Weights and Biases, which is actually kind of two separate stories. That CoreWeave itself is actually getting ready for an IPO of its own as an AI hyperscaler. The S1 very interestingly said that their over half of their business comes solely from Microsoft at this point. So they are very top heavy with their revenue and have to show that they have a future that is not just dependent on supporting Microsoft AI. And this was actually this acquisition of Weights and Biases was actually a fantastic way to do it. Weights and Biases is well known in the data science and machine learning world as an environment for creating AI applications. They've done a fantastic job of executing on that and creating their own billion-dollar plus valuation company supporting this use case. And I think it's a smart way to for this hyperscaler, best known probably as an aggregator of processing, to also bring the smarts of Weights and Biases. And I know a bunch of people in the Weights and Biases team. They previously used to be in analytic use cases and BI use cases. So this is kind of not their first rodeo in scaling up something. You know, they used to work at companies like Alteryx and Tableau and other big companies that have also become billion-dollar companies supporting data. So, you know, this was obviously a next step. Congratulations to everybody involved on making lots of money.
Well, and I think it's this sort of continuing thing we've seen NVIDIA make some similar moves where we're just increasingly seeing hardware and software merge and come together because we're recognizing that in order to truly operationalize all this, you have to deal with both sides of it. You need the infrastructure, but you also need to be building these apps. And one of the things that is interesting about Weights and Biases is that they're focused, yes, on model building, but they're also focused on this AI app layer and providing a tool set to do that. So I think it provides a nice counterbalance, and I think it's going to be really interesting.